What's up, gentlemen?
Are we live or
Gentlemen,
what?
How
good
y'all doing?
evening, everybody.
All right, kick it off, Eric. Eric's
Ooh.
running the show tonight. Be my guest, Eric.
Chris is in his favorite hotel room.
You better believe it. We are at the Moxie. I am
Well,
in
hey,
Minneapolis
everybody.
headquarters.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the HVAC Grapevine. I am one of your hosts, Eric Kaiser. The dude down there on the bottom is Michael Cianfrocco. And that guy over there with the grape in his room is Chris Hughes, playing with his head, playing with the headphones. Scratchy, 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 scratchy.
Yeah. Sorry.
You play
What did I do?
Are you playing that guitar back there tonight?
You know, this hotel allows it. I could jam out all night if I wanted to, and they can't really say anything. It's like part of the rules of the hotel. It's pretty neat.
Is that the same room like last time?
Yeah, man. I'm like a celebrity here. I'm like, look, room 301. That's me. Give it to me. And they're like, oh, shoot, Chris is back. Yeah.
I'm the grapevine guy.
Chris
right.
is just here.
All right. So I was telling the guys before the show started, I'm just going to throw this out there. On the plane ride, I was getting into listening to a TED Talk, and I wanted to throw this out to the audience because I thought it was interesting what I learned today. Apparently, ChatGPT, it's sourcing the whole web for information. One of the big sources is Wikipedia. And I never thought about it, but they're sourcing a lot of content from Wikipedia. So Wikipedia is starting to kind of push back a little bit because, like, basically they're getting beat up, right? Yeah, if you've been to Wikipedia, you've seen the hey, donate, right? Because their audience is being cannibalized.
I want to know what podcast you were listening to.
Oh, I'd have to go dig it up because I was on Southwest, and I was
So we got
it was one of the podcasts that was on my Southwest app when I'm flying, not on my phone.
Is this podcast as reliable as the information on Wikipedia?
I would say more reliable because it was, it's like it had the whole like TED thing on it, TED Talks, and I don't even know how that started. But those TED
did
Talks
it have the
seem to
big
be,
thing in the background where it spells out TED Talks?
well, it wasn't a video, it was an audio, it was a podcast, but it had the TED logo on the front.
Gotcha.
For what it's worth, but
I question
the
reliability of this information.
Well, come on, man. All right. So anyway, to sum it up,
Teddy Talks.
To sum it up, Wikipedia is supposedly creating a plugin for these companies to use, and they're going to monetize themselves as a plugin to like ChatGPT.
Good for them.
That's going to be interesting to see how it rolls out, and I'm curious to see if that will be useful for other people to have access to. I don't know. Anyway, that's my nugget of knowledge from my plane ride.
Yeah,
dude.
You see anything cool?
I'm editing Blower Door right now on Wikipedia. Changing it from blower door to building air leakage test.
That's right. So second topic of tonight is we have decided today, right here, right now, that we are going to change the name of blower door test to building air leakage test. And Mike down there is putting it in Wikipedia right now.
As we speak.
That way, ChatGPT can just pick it up.
That's it.
And just regurgitate it out to the world.
The problem is ChatGPT won't pick it up because it doesn't crawl the internet right now.
True. Yeah.
That's right.
So no, it won't.
Well,
Skynet has not got into the system yet.
Maybe ChatGPT 5 will, when they decide to update it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other
dude.
AI.
I just did it.
All right, now screenshot that and put it in the group.
Building air leakage test.
Put that in the Grapevine group right now. That's funny. All right. Good stuff.
So don't trust Wikipedia.
Or trust it. Depending on the source. You need to cite the source, man.
Sorry,
cite your name.
It's not actually changed yet.
Cite your name on the source. That way
I just hit publish.
You gotta have citations. So
why? Let's hold on. Why are we going to build an air leakage test, Michael? This all started with you.
Dude.
Give us the rundown.
All right. Hanging out with the wife, and we're talking about I'm talking about my customers, my potential customers have no idea what the word blower door is, and no homeowner knows what I'm talking about when I bring it up. So
It's
that's
funny
why
because I've been saying this. I said this last year at the symposium.
what is a blower door? It's a
They,
great.
they have no idea.
So
So for years, you think we've been using the wrong name
Well, we've
to
been
the public.
yeah, we've been
to
talking
the public.
We've been talking tech speak. We've been what I call throwing up on our customers with technical knowledge when
Exactly.
we should be educating them on what's actually happening, right? It's trying to use too much technical jargon with our customers, and it's bad for the brand.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get some thumbs up, man. Let's get
Yeah.
some thumbs up in the chat if you think we should be going to building air leakage tests.
Yeah, give it a thumbs up, man.
Give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know,
Thumbs up for Michael. We got to get him more work. We need more building air leakage tests, damn it.
that's right. I mean, when I go to an AC unit and go, oh, I got to do a subcool test on this.
Yeah.
Tell the homeowner what's a subcool test, you know?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's a
Right.
a gauge manifold test.
Yeah, gauge manifold test. Everybody knows that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, we gotta just change it, man. Because I mean, if it didn't catch on for what was it, 1970s, right?
80s, I would say
80s?
around 82, 83.
And that was what James Brown even pushed it, and it went nowhere.
Yeah.
I think it was the charges for cocaine kind of brought the blower door down with yeah.
Nice.
I did.
Well,
I did like. I did see him in Rocky though. He was good.
All right.
Hmm.
So we got that out of our systems now.
I think so.
I feel
Chris has
better.
got all this out of his system.
I could breathe.
You feel better now, Chris?
Hey, man, this is all Michael's fight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm
just
fed
trying
up, bro. I'm fed up.
I'm just trying to please the client. You know what I'm saying? Michael's my client.
I'm
Oh,
tired.
okay.
I'm sick and tired of it.
All
That's it.
right. Let's go
All right.
to work, Eric. Let's go to work.
Let's talk. So we're talking tonight about trade associations. Right? Did you two look over? So we thought of this earlier in the week, right? We're talking about it, and we got a little group text that we talk back and forth on, and we throw out ideas and stuff. And
Secret chat.
like what there are so many trade associations out here.
Yes.
Who knows what the heck they all do? There's so many of them we can't keep track of them. So we're going to talk about that tonight.
Dude, it's
All right.
crazy.
And
I
they
mean,
all start with A. They all start with America, American,
America.
Some of them do. There's a couple in there. There's a couple, but not all of them. No.
All right.
So
99% of them start with an A.
no, not all of them, but some of them do. Now, a lot of them have North America or American in there,
Yep.
but not all of them start with A. Like the first 10 start with A. Though.
Well,
Does some of them start with the number one because like the telephone book when it was popular with the yellow pages? Number one, air conditioning contractor.
I mean, AAA.
Hold up. That actually, so to speak on that, Michael, that was a thing back in the phone book days.
It's a thing, right?
The A was a gimmick, and if you were in the phone book, you had AAA mechanical or something like that. That was very much a strategic move to get business.
Oh yeah,
people would go with that. Whenever Google became the hot search engine, that really changed and altered that game. But that is where a lot of that stemmed from, was the phone book.
Isn't it crazy?
You
There
wanted
are
to be
some
listed.
technicians in our group that don't know what the yellow pages are.
Yeah, you wanted to be listed first in the yellow pages.
Yep.
So did either one of you look at this list?
Yeah, I glanced at it.
Okay, yeah, that's what I.
That was some list, bro. Like that did not work on my phone, bro. Google Sheets. Yeah.
So
I went to the iPad, and the iPad didn't work, so I went to the computer, and I had to zoom out like 85%.
I would say half of them I know, and I would say maybe half I'm not very familiar with. The half I know, I would say a quarter of them I know decently well about what they do, and the other 25% of that, 50% I don't know really what they do, which is kind of sad. I'd like to know what they all do, but there's a lot going on over there.
There is. I mean, there was a ton of stuff And there was some in there that I didn't even recognize. I've heard of a lot of them. I'm familiar with some of them. So let's kick this off.
right.
And we just threw these in alphabetical order.
Oh, I was going to say, are we going in alphabetical order?
Well, I sorted them in alphabetical order. That way, nobody's feelings get too hurt when they're not at the top of the list.
So we're going straight through the yellow pages. Love it.
Let's go straight through the yellow pages, baby.
Eric's not invited this year.
Wait, are we going to get in trouble because we're giving one more attention first than the last one?
Well, that's what
Probably.
happens when you go with
You know
the
what I'm saying?
A's for your
Probably.
association.
Should we flip this around and go backwards? Go from the bottom up?
The Zebra Association of Contractors.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right, so we'll go from the bottom up.
I like it.
We'll start with W because that was the last one on my list.
Ooh,
All right, so
W.
W.
What, Water Source Geothermal Heat Pump Association of America?
Actually, W was Women in HVACR.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I know them.
Yeah.
I have been to probably 2 or 3 of their events. I don't know exactly what all they do.
Well, so for now, I went and pulled descriptions off of all these places' websites that let them have descriptions. So we'll just throw a few things out there. They exist to improve the lives of their members by providing professional avenues to connect with other women growing their careers in the HVACR industry.
Okay. How do they do it though? Let's get into some of the nitty, because here's what I'm going to say.
Networking opportunities, mentoring, and education is what they say.
I know, man, but every time we read one of these, we're going to get the same verbiage. You know that.
I mean, there is a lot of that. I will admit, there's a lot of that out there.
Every association is going to repeat that, man. It's like a staple. It's like if you don't have that, you can't call yourself an association.
The Irish Fishermen's Association.
So, like, what we got to do, we should keep this spreadsheet going, and what we ought to do is try to dig up what do they do different.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And I'll say from looking at this spreadsheet, what I've kind of realized in here is that there's a lot of overlap in a lot of these associations.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them end up doing basically the same thing for what may be the same or a different group of people.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to.
They got to merge together, man.
Depending on how their membership is structured, who's a member, because some companies or individuals may be members of multiple organizations.
Yeah. I know it would take days, weeks to compile this list, but I would like to know what type of education they're providing. Are they orchestrating events? Are they trying to bring in speakers? Is that the training, or is it accredited training? Is it non-accredited training?
Well, I mean, I think that's probably larger questions than what we have time to answer in this show.
Unless we go overtime. See you later, Chris.
This is the grapevine, man. This is where we go. This is where we dig deep. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we got a starting list here. We can dig deep. Maybe we could get people from each one of these associations on the show and talk to every one of them.
I think that's a genius idea. So if anybody knows anybody who is affiliated with Women in HVAC, please tell them
I already know
them on the show.
I'll hook you up.
All right, cool. We need to think about this.
Besides that, they got email addresses on every one of their websites. Each one of these places have a email address.
Yeah, but that's an easy way to get somebody to blow you off, man. When you know somebody and somebody reaches out and it's phone connection, it's hard to blow that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to come to the
I
table.
bet we can get somebody from every one of these associations on here at some point in time.
Oh, I bet so. We should definitely
which would be fun. I mean, it would be cool to talk to him.
Who would not want to come on the show and take the spot next to Michael?
Right?
Come on. Really?
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. Totally agree.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
So
I got a box for you.
Let's go.
So Women in HVACR, right? Next one on the list up, the UA, or the United Association. So that's the United.
Little vague.
They're known as the United Association, but officially they are the United Association of Journeymen and Apprentices of the Plumbing and Pipe Fitting Industry of the United States and Canada. And they They're a trade union. They represent approximately 369,000 plumbers, pipe fitters, sprinkler fitters, HVACR service technicians, welders, and pipeliners in the construction industry throughout North America.
They got the pipes.
So massive union outfit there.
So
Yeah.
the name now makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they're united.
Yep. There you go. Okay. So, and if I'm right, and I've never been union, but my dad was union for quite some time. They provide their own in-house training. We're talking legit accredited in-house the training, and it's like once a night you show up. Well, it could be different everywhere, but I think my dad used to tell me he had to go 2 nights a week or something to the union hall for training.
Yeah, and that's
cool.
going to depend. I know a little bit about them, not a ton, but that's going to depend on the local, and it's going to be while you're an apprentice, and then once you're a journeyman, things change.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know this, but if you're in the union, are you required to do continuing education?
I don't know the answer to that question, but you know what? We
I
should have
bet
somebody
you.
on and we could talk about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's write that
I
down.
tried to get into the electrical union in Long Island, New York, and they didn't want me in there because I was not Irish.
Oh,
Yeah,
Interesting.
you got to be Irish. I should have been laying bricks or with the plumbers.
Hold on, guys. I got a Brendan here says, Chris, question.
They also failed that test though.
You are a beta tester for Field Piece. Field Piece contacted me on LinkedIn, and I want to know anything I should know. So to let you know, I have not been a beta tester for Field Piece.
I think he might be talking to the other Chris in the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was geared toward me.
Chris from Overtime?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris
Awesome.
Stevens,
Dude, did you see his
HVACR videos.
Yeah, did you see the last video? That was awesome.
So
Unistrut on the line set, baby.
I caught a snippet short video of that. Is there a full 1 hour video? Am I missing
It's like a
something?
whole hour, man.
Well,
He did
Chris,
it up. He's like you, Chris. He's
Chris,
like he
if
brought the
you're-
wife on there.
man, if you're in the chat, you need to drop that video like in the grapevine so I know to see it, man. Like, come on. I didn't even know it was out.
I think I put it on there. Did I put it in there?
I don't know. I've been busy. All right, let's
yeah,
keep going. Man.
I think it was there. But anyway,
I watch his videos on the big screen at home. I don't watch it on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
4K, baby. You know, it's good
All right.
content.
so the next one was Smart. Smart.
That's it.
Haven't heard of Smart.
Okay, so that's the International Association of Sheet Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Workers.
Wow. Okay.
So they're another trade unit.
Mouthful.
They've got about 203,000 members, and they say their members ensure the quality of the air we breathe, promote energy efficiency, and produce and provide the vital services that move products to market and passengers to their destinations.
So interestingly enough, is there, the sheet metal union, it sounds like, okay, let me tell a short story. There was a time in our family's business where we had thought about joining the sheet metal union in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We thought about this. We went there. We had talks with them as we were growing. We were getting bigger, trying to acquire more mechanics with the company. It was very difficult. And we thought maybe we should go union, so we started kind of looking into it. And the union, sheet metal union, was very progressive at this time. Like we were talking, we were in negotiations, just trying to work something out. And I wonder if the sheet metal union isn't like that with a lot of players. Because when you say sheet metal and then the railway company, like that's a weird two trades to come together and be one, right?
Yeah,
For
I don't
me, that's
quite get, because like they're sheet metal workers, service technicians, bus operators, railroad engineers, conductors, sign workers, welders, production employees, and more. And that, I agree, that's kind of an odd combination. But
Wow.
That sounds like a monopoly, right?
Sounds like a
let's get,
money laundering program to me. No offense, guys.
Hey,
Sorry.
I'm not picking on them, more power to them, right? But it is a little strange to say. It's like, what do you do for a living? Like, shoot, it doesn't matter. Come on, like we're gonna add that to the title. That's what that feels like to me. There's a whole lot going on there.
Yeah, right.
And is that? that's a lot to absorb.
This is
at
why
one time.
people are confused with these associations, bro.
Does that
Well,
build?
I mean-
does that make the union stronger in numbers, or is it quality over quantity?
I think
That
you're.
can't
I think
answer. don't
you're
know.
asking the wrong person. I think we got to get somebody from them on. So we got to
Yeah.
move on here. We got
Yeah.
limited time here. So
What else
you
we
know,
got?
Dang it, man! Dang
tamp
it.
down the stories. All right.
You're not letting me dig.
Well, we're not here to dig tonight. This
All
is
right.
this is
Slowing
we're
us
just
down,
scratching the
Chris.
surface.
You're
okay?
slowing us down, Chris. Let's go.
Remember your whole time thing here. Come on, pay attention.
Hydrate.
All right, let's go.
Let's go, Eric.
All right, so
fire it
next-
off, baby.
Next up, SMACNA,
Schmackna.
I know
That's my
that one.
favorite one.
SMACNA. All right,
Yep.
Hit you with the
Sheet
schmackna.
Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association.
Very well known. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're an international
Mhm,
trade
mhm.
association. They've got 3,500 signatory contracting firms, more than 100 chapters throughout the United States, Canada, Australia, and Brazil. And they promote sheet metal quality and sheet metal and air conditioning, and their offices are in Chantilly, Virginia, Washington, D.C. And they
Chantilly.
provide industry education, labor relations, standards development, industry representation, and business studies.
For sure. They absolutely put out a lot. I mean, they probably work with other companies, but I imagine their company too. You see a lot of stuff come out labeled with SMACNA on it, like
Mhm.
ductulators and different things. Like they're
That's what I
pulling-
think of.
They've
They're-
built a lot of the standards around ductwork.
Yep.
Historically, they've done a
Yeah.
lot of the testing on ductwork and duct fittings and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of
All
that comes out of them.
Yeah. The flexible duct.
Well,
I had to get the books for the contracting.
When I think of commercial ductwork, my brain goes immediately to SMACNA. Like if I'm gonna look for the rules on something, that's who I'm going to find the
That's
rules.
what I'm
from.
thinking of. Yeah.
so all
What
right.
else we got?
Next up, RSES, Refrigeration Service Engineers Society.
So okay,
All right.
know that
since,
one, but they weren't popular in my neighborhood. Like
since 1933, the Refrigeration Service Engineers Society has been a leader in training and education for professional HVACR technicians and contractors.
Wow. Before
And,
WW2.
Their vision
Shoosh.
statement is to be the definitive industry leader in all segments of the HVACR industry by providing superior educational training. All right. Their mission statements to provide opportunities for enhanced technical competence by offering comprehensive cutting edge education and certification to our members in the HVACR industry.
so, Eric, you've told me that RSES was powerful back in the day.
They
We've
were a
talked
very
about
big
that.
association, and they're a essentially a peer organization for technicians. Service engineers is what we were known by years ago, but today we know most of us as technicians. And there's a little bit of difference between, in my mind, I delineate a technician as somebody that does work, and a service engineer as maybe somebody that will design things in the field. They know the properties behind the design, and they are really the ones that tell the technicians what to do. That to me is kind of, in my mind, a delineation between technician and service engineer. And
I can roll with that.
I think kind of I think the trade has lost some of that service engineer capability over the years. I think we tried to become more technicians, and I'm seeing a swing personally. I'm seeing a swing back to more service engineers coming into the field, and maybe it's just that I'm getting to know more people. I don't know, but full disclosure, I am on the board of RSES International, so I do know a little bit about that organization.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, at least we got somebody from that group on the show.
Yeah. Oh, it's our first guest.
We can
Check
knock that one
box.
off. We can. I'm pretty sure I can get somebody from that organization to come on the show and talk.
Yeah. We hope so.
All right. Next up, Radiant Professionals Alliance.
Oh, yeah.
So since
Yeah.
1994, the RPA has been promoting radiant heating as comfortable, efficient, and healthy on behalf of its network of dedicated members who share the desire to advance the understanding and acceptance of radiant and hydronic technology.
Yep. Not my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So, and
Yep.
they are part of, they're part of IAPMO, which we're going to get to a little bit later. So you'll
Oh,
hear
yeah.
a little
Definitely.
bit more about that.
God
So-
bless you.
Do we happen to know the year that was formulated?
RPA,
Yeah.
1994.
Okay. Interesting.
So are these associations nonprofits or
Some of them are, a lot of them are nonprofit. Some of them are for profit.
okay?
But a lot of the membership based organizations are nonprofit.
Yeah.
But it should be said, just because they're for profit does not mean they're not very, very active in giving, right? Like
Right.
some for profit companies might give a lot more than a nonprofit does, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just depends on what they're there to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Basically, to me, a nonprofit, they still have to make money to stay in business,
Yep.
but they don't necessarily have to pay out their shareholders or if they have an owner or something like that. They don't have, that owner's not trying to sell that company or take money out of it at some point in time.
Yeah,
But the
that's what I try to
nonprofits
tell
still have to
friends
make
and family. Friends and family. I try to tell them when I fix their AC for free. This nonprofit has got to make a little bit of money.
I don't think you can be a nonprofit like that.
There is some nonprofits that keep a lot of money, but we ain't going to go into that.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
beyond where we're going right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
I know
so-
we get kicked off of YouTube again. Damn it.
RETA, all right, which is the Refrigerating Engineers and Technicians Association. So RETA
Haven't heard of that one.
is RETA and RSES were actually one organization at one point in time, and you got to go way back. But RETA was actually founded in 1910, and then RSES kind of branched off at some point. But RETA is the most recognized organization in the country dedicated to the professional development of industrial refrigeration operators and technicians.
Interesting.
They're a nonprofit membership certification organization based out of Albany, Oregon.
Do we know how strong of a base they have of members? That'd be interesting to know.
They're pretty strong.
Really? Okay.
They're pretty good
They gotta be.
organization.
1910, bro.
But they
It was
they
like
focus a
before we
lot
had
more,
electric.
they're focused a lot more on the industrial. So a lot of ammonia. They do a lot of certification for and training around ammonia and really big facilities.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, if somebody's wanting to get into like process refrigeration, it sounds like RETA is where you'd want to go.
Yeah.
Also,
definitely.
RETA sounds like a hurricane that hit Louisiana, but it sounds about the same. RETA, Ida, Katrina.
Did you get Rita? No, we didn't get hit by that.
No, that's what's gonna happen. If you
Just
if you
missed us off the coast.
be like, Chris, you ever heard of Rita? Be like, nah, but man, Katrina tore us up.
We
All right.
Apparently, we're gonna have to start numbering those hurricanes so y'all don't get negative connotations with a name.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on up the list, ResNet.
Oh yeah.
Resnet.
Right?
Know that one.
And everybody on out here listening, there's probably a whole bunch we missed on this list. So if you know of anything that we missed on here, throw it out in the chat. We'll add it to the list. We'll get them on the show at some point in time. We'll talk to them.
And if
So,
you want to just create one out of thin air and put it on Wikipedia, we'll talk about it too.
Yeah, Home Air Leakage Association.
Yeah, just pick your 4 best letters, put them together, put the
Yeah.
word America in there, and let's go.
America.
Yeah.
America.
That's
There
right.
you go. All right. So ResNet, Residential Energy Services Network. It's a not-for-profit membership corporation governed by a board of directors who are elected by the membership. It was formed in April of 1995, and the National Association of State Energy Officials and Energy Rated Homes of America founded ResNet to develop a national market for home energy rating systems and energy efficient mortgages.
There you go.
Yep.
So they're a
See?
recognized national standards body for building energy efficiency rating and certification systems in the United States. So they run the HERS index, HERS H20 rating,
The hers
which
and
is-
HIMS index, right?
which is water, indoor and outdoor water usage.
So
They also do training and certification of energy raters, things like that.
So if you ever if you've heard the term HERS rater, or if you ever wanted to become a HERS rater, ResNet is the organization you want to be affiliated with. That's who's going to get you there if you
Yeah.
desire to take that path.
Sign
And
up
that's
with
going to
them.
be the people who, they model the house. And when they say they do an energy rating, we're not talking about just one piece of it, like the air conditioner. We're talking about full scale. They're going to pull the model number off the refrigerator, everything. And
Dude,
really
it's crazy.
like
it's in depth.
it's a heat load done to the max, right?
Yeah, it's
Like,
pretty
they even go
in-depth.
light bulbs, right?
I'm not a HERS rater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
couldn't.
can't
I couldn't
make
tell
that
you.
up. I mean, I know they go as far as the appliances. I'm not sure if it goes to the lighting. I would probably say yeah, but I'm not sure what the jurisdiction, like what the rules are to
Right.
that level.
Yeah, I don't know. Chris and I are going to be at the ResNet conference later. We can probably find all that out. I'll bet you we can find
sure.
somebody to be on the show.
I bet we
Is
could.
Aka Ed going to be there? Because where the hell has Aka Ed been?
I don't think Aka Ed will be at that show,
Right,
but I am wondering where he's been.
Right
Ed
there.
has been quiet
Where you
on the
been?
scene for quite a while,
I think his wife kicked him off the internet.
or he's on like the 6-month vacation. That's what I think.
He's
Ooh.
probably been on a golf course.
He didn't go to Maui, did he?
I don't know.
Too soon?
Probably not. Probably not.
Too soon.
All right, next.
All right, next. Fiat.
What?
Fiat.
I thought you were trying to say Fiat, like the car. And you
No,
meant
no,
Fiat.
no. Fiat. It's spelled Phius. It used to
Oh.
be.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it used to be the Passive House Institute of the United States, which was PHIUS. And now it's known as Fiat because they split from PHI, which we'll talk about next. But Fiat is a nonprofit organization committed to decarbonizing the built environment by making high-performance passive building the mainstream market standard.
Hold on
They
a second.
Train and certify professionals, maintain and update the Fiat climate-specific passive building standard, certify and quality assure passive buildings, certify high-performance building products, and conduct research to advance high-performance building.
How do you spell the acronym? As you said,
PHIUS.
okay. So they kept the acronym the same.
They kept the acronym. They just named, instead of being PHIUS, they just turned it into Fiat.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they weren't, I don't know the whole breakup between them and PHI.
I don't either, but when we were at Joe's event,
Yeah.
Steve
Katrin Klingenberg talked. She was the final presenter. She's I don't know, she's the head of it.
Yeah, that was an interesting conversation she laid down. I'm assuming they're mostly training people for big buildings as far as that goes, right?
Nope.
Or is it residential too?
Nope, they do a lot of residential.
Residential,
Okay.
Yeah,
They do. Passive House started in Europe, right?
It started in Germany, and that's where we're going to go to.
Sweden.
So that's where we're going to go to. I think it was Germany.
Okay.
Well, her presentation sure seemed like it was all about commercial buildings.
She was very German.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, that's where she came from. She immigrated to the U.S. But anyways, so Passive House Institute is in, and if you look on the passivehouse.com, which is Passive House Institute, it's either in English or Deutsch, and Deutsch is German.
And they do in-house training, right? Because I thought in her presentation, she said they're doing like in-house training.
Yeah, Fiat does. Yeah, they have a training arm as well to train people how to do the.
Is there anyone? This is an interesting kind of topic. I don't want to go too far off base, but
I'm interested in Passive House, man.
Yeah, I am too. Like, who all does training for Passive House? Like, is like Fiat?
Probably Fiat.
But is there another one, or is that the only one? If you want to get like
PHI and Fiat, or before it was Fiat, but when it was Passive House Institute US, they were associated with the original Passive House in Germany, and I think that there's somebody else doing training, but I don't know who it is in the States right now.
You know who dug deep on this was Matt Reisinger on YouTube. He wanted his build to go passive, but then there's kind of like some crazy restrictions. Well, I don't want to say crazy.
They have some crazy tight restrictions.
I'll say crazy.
Now,
it's pretty tight,
The Fiat's standards are slightly different from the PHI standards in that Fiat recognizes different climate zones, where the Passive House Institute in Germany only recognizes the climate zone in Germany.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, because
FIAS,
Texas is completely different. For climate
FIAS
zone.
recognizes, I think, 3 different climate zones from north to
Yeah,
south, or
I hate to
south
get
to
off
north
on a
in the US.
tangent, but
So,
I'm interested in that, man. We gotta
yeah.
have
So,
talk
well,
to
then
somebody
go
from that.
to phius.org and start reading.
Yeah,
That's what I'm going to say. That's way deeper
I
than
like it
any.
when you read it for me. I
Then
digest it better.
you'll have to pay me to speak in your ear
Yeah.
at night so you can go to sleep really well.
Yeah. An Eric Kaiser audio passive house book.
Yeah,
That's going to be an
the
expensive.
Kaiser sounds German. The
Yeah.
Kaiser.
It is very much so. All right,
All right,
moving on up the list. since
Let's
we
get to
started at
some
the
of
bottom.
these A's, man. Where are these A's at?
We're still on the
They're
Z's.
way up there. We're at 27 on the list, and we got to get up to like number 11 to get to an A.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, we got a ways to go. Just keep your shorts on over there.
About to eat some Doritos.
All right, PHCC,
PHCC.
Plumbing, Heating, Cooling Contractors Association.
No, haven't heard of it.
Okay, so they focus typically a little bit more on the plumbing side than the HVAC side, but they're a national organization with various local chapters and local affiliated contractors. Description says they're the premier organization for the PHC professional. PHCC provides legislative advocacy, education, and training to approximately 3,300 plumbing and HVAC open shop and union businesses and 65,000 technicians. Their members work in residential, commercial, new construction, industrial, and service and repair segments of the construction industry. And they have members have access to a wide variety of resources, services, strengthening their reputation as the best choice for professionalism, reliable products, and knowledgeable service.
Okay.
So PHCC. And they've got, I know they have some apprentice programs associated with them. They have some local and national competitions for apprentices, things like that. So, but I think mostly that the
Where are they
companies,
located?
I'm not sure where their offices are located, but it's phccweb.org if you want to know more.
Okay. Interesting.
So,
I have a feeling there's going to be like 50 of those.
might be a couple
keep
in here,
going.
I think. So, NCI,
Oh, heard of them.
National
Finally
Comfort
I got the one.
National Comfort Institute. All right. So they're an organization that provides heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical contractors with a focused offering of services and tools to help them improve their businesses, differentiate themselves, grow, and become more profitable. They accomplish this through membership groups and by providing unique business management, sales, marketing, and technical tools, training, support, and coaching.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I've known them for years, been associated with them for a long time, off and on, and good
Cool
organization
guys too.
They do a really hard job. If I could say something nice about that organization is they, it's not the most largest organization in the world, but they move around the country. Like they have a bunch of trained instructors, and these instructors may leave out on a Friday, teach a 3-day class Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they're home by Friday. And then
leave out on Monday?
Yeah, leave out on Monday, come back on Friday, and they may rinse and repeat. That's
Yeah.
a lot of travel. That's
Yeah.
a lot of work. And
But they put out some really quality content too.
they do.
Really, really good guys over there. So
Can a small tech shop get like a grant for some of their teaching and stuff?
I don't know. You'd have to look around.
So certain states and certain utility programs, and Chris from HVAC Overtime was telling me this. He can go to all the NCI classes like in California for free because like the utility company, I think he said, would subsidize him showing up for the NCI class.
That's crazy. Okay.
Hey, Steven, no, I don't think so. I don't know what Acme is. The only Acme I know of is
he's talking about
Looney Tunes.
Was the one that the Wile E. Coyote used all the time, and I don't trust them.
So there's the Kaiser family back in my area. He's from my area. There was the Kaisers who owned Acme Refrigeration, and they had multiple stores in Louisiana, but they recently sold. I don't remember who they sold to, but they sold to a big outfit, so they don't actually own Acme anymore. Just an update.
Yeah, that's why he said they used to own Acme, as in past tense.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Pay attention, Chris. Come
Continue. Let's go.
Next one.
Not me.
Next.
Not me.
Next.
Sorry.
Jim Era.
Anyway, next up is Nate. North American Technician Excellence. All right. Founded in 1997, North American Technician Excellence is the nation's largest not-for-profit certification organization for heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration technicians.
I remember the guys always had like those little Nate badges. So they're like, hey, I'm certified. I know stuff.
Let me ask you a question. And I'm not hating on anybody, but the one thing that kind of little bugs me is when anybody on anywhere says like the largest, and I'm going to say this about a lot of websites, but largest, the best. Like when you read an ad, and someone's trying to get work and they marketed that bugs me. And I don't know why, but deep down that aggravates me. Like
Tell us what grinds your gears, Chris.
It's not unique anymore. Maybe it never was. Like
I can say I kind of agree with you because you never know how big another organization is, right? Unless they publish their numbers somehow. But
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not a stab. It's just something I had to get out. And we're just so happen to be on talking about Nate. And I'm not talking about Nate. I'm just talking about in general. Like I'm so sick and tired of seeing ads saying largest, biggest, best or this. And it's like, get some original content out there, man. Like work on your messaging. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's Chris's message for the night. Work on your messaging.
There you go. Sorry. But so
hey, Chris, right here, buddy. Right here. Okay.
What, I can't go off on a story?
No, right there. It depends.
Oh, it depends. Depends on what, Rachel? You can't just say it depends and stop.
Yes, I can.
That also grinds my gears.
We found that out about Chris. If you really want to grind Chris's gears, just anytime somebody asks a question, just say it depends. Turn around and walk away.
That's right. Now now that she's saying that, so this is an inside story, but Rachel, we all had this conversation. Now it's coming back to me. Yeah. Yeah. Do not say the words "it depends" to me. I don't like it. And I do not like anybody who says that to a client. Because it gets you nowhere and it makes you look not confident.
All right. So
sorry.
I'm gonna edit that, Chris, to say that if you say that to a client, you need to follow up with why it depends.
Correct. That is what we determined in the car.
You don't just say it depends and walk away.
That's right. You can't
unless you're talking to Chris and then do it on a regular basis.
Right. And if you walk away, don't look back.
That's right.
Look,
he's probably staring lasers at you.
If you're a contractor, or hell, even if I'm doing my job, if you hear the words "it depends" and then you just kind of go and walk away, that's like basically you telling somebody, "Get out of my face! I'm tired of talking."
Are you playing with your gerbil over there?
Dude, his hamster's driving me crazy.
He's short trip.
Stop chewing stuff. Damn it!
All right. Let's go. We got a list to get through.
Hopefully you guys can't hear that.
We can't hear it. Don't be getting us canceled.
I don't want to get PETA after me.
That's right. All right. Next up is NADCA, National Air Duct Cleaners Association.
Oh, hey now.
Don't be getting any hate on us about this, but they have an association.
That's got to be new. That's got to be formulated, I'm thinking, in the 2000s.
1989.
Wow.
Come on now. ChatGPT says so, baby.
The HVAC Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration Association, otherwise known as the National Air Duct Cleaners Association, formed in 1989 as a nonprofit association of companies engaged in the cleaning of HVAC systems.
So to be fair, I have no problem with someone cleaning ducts. I have actually hired a duct company, a commercial duct company, many times to clean ductwork in commercial buildings for me.
Yeah, as long as it's metal, who cares?
They go
Oh,
in,
yeah.
they sanitize, they do the whole shebang. Now
Man.
the
is it-
residential duct cleaning market, I've never hired anybody. I don't know how they, I've seen the RotoBrush commercials, but I've never done it.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it. I've only seen the commercial people do what they do.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the same principle, but it's just smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, RotoBrush is one method. We had my first company I worked for, we had a duct cleaning truck that was literally the entire bed of that truck was a vacuum cleaner.
So
And it had
That's legit.
like
Damn.
we sucked up half a brick one time cleaning a fireplace with it.
So we used to
The 6-inch or no, like a 10-inch hose on it. It was huge. It was
My problem-
it was PTO driven off the engine of the truck.
Oh, that's
Man, that's serious.
That's
it was
some
a serious vacuum
German
cleaner.
engineering.
I don't
No,
know.
why don't we make this run off the engine? All right, rev it up, Jimmy. Let's go.
speaking of cleaning,
Redline it.
there was a company that contacted me years ago, and I wish I would have set this job up, but they wanted to come test this probiotic foam that they would shoot like on an industrial size coil that would
What is this?
clean.
Yeah.
What does this have to do with our show? Do
We're
they have an
talking-
association?
Next association. Next.
Come on, man.
Wrap it up.
My job is to tell stories, man.
We got to keep going here.
All right.
Yeah. I gotta
Well,
get to ACA, baby.
We got a long ways to go.
I gotta get back to Ed.
We're going up the list here.
All right.
Ed's gotta come on.
Well, all right, make it short. Apparently, there's a probiotic foam, and there's companies out there that blow it at a coil, and it would eat all the crap of the coil, and it would drastically lower the pressure drop back to factory status. That's it.
Yeah.
Move on forward. All right.
Dude, I remember hearing about that.
Mhm.
Bring him on the show.
Yeah, get him on the show. There you go. Hey, leave that hamster alone. He's just trying to do his hamster thing. All right, next
Stick.
one.
Eat the stick.
MCAA,
It's chewing a damn
Mechanical-
cage.
Mechanical Contractors Association
America.
of America.
I knew you
Now
were going
you're
to say America.
Now you're talking.
America. Yeah.
Nice. So they serve the unique needs of approximately 2,600 firms involved in heating, air conditioning, refrigeration, plumbing, piping, and mechanical service. Provide members with high quality educational materials and programs to help them attain the highest level of managerial and technical expertise. And underneath that umbrella is the Mechanical Service Contractors of America, MSCA, the Plumbing Contractors of America, PCA, National Certified Pipe Welding Bureau, or NCPWB,
Wow.
MCAA Manufacturer Supplier Council, or M/SC, and the John R. Gentile Foundation, which is JRGF. So that's all under that umbrella.
That's a lot of elbow rubbing right there.
It's a bunch. I mean, it's a lot of words and acronyms.
You know what that means to me? That means I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Would it not be in the best interest for, like, say, these organizations that do the same thing to unite and do them as one? I don't know.
Sounds like that's
I
what
don't
these
know.
guys are doing.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I think there might be some good to that because there are a lot of organizations that are in a way competing or on a parallel path.
Yeah.
And like if they're trying to do advocacy or something like that from a
Yep.
Well, they could have united messaging, and it wouldn't be like acronyms everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what happens though? You unite, and then a lot of the fat gets trimmed. You know, you got like the Hunter Biden of this association. He
all right,
loses his job.
We're not
She don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Hush.
You know what I'm saying?
Do not go down that road. All right.
Uncle Tony's got his
No.
son-in-law working over here. You know, you're talking when you're saying joining associations.
Okay. Now.
Hey, you know what? I'm with you, man. There's some things I want to say.
Not on this show. Exactly.
Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Next.
Okay.
Chris told me to say that.
All right. IPHA. And that's a little I and then a big PHA. It's the International Passive House Association.
I thought we were talking about IPAs. I'm like 10 more minutes. the show's
No,
gonna be over. I'm about to go-
IPHA. We're not getting done in 10 minutes because you keep telling stories.
I'm going to go
Keep
get an
slowing us down,
IPA
Chris.
as soon as this show's over.
We got to go. We're going into overtime because you keep telling stories.
All right.
Eric popped the brakes off of this bicycle. Let's go full blast.
All right. So the IPHA is a global network of passive house stakeholders, including architects, planners, scientists, suppliers, manufacturers, policymakers, contractors, property developers, and more. And they work to promote the passive house standard and foster a greater public understanding of highly energy efficient buildings.
I got to talk to those guys too. Next.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I zonked out for a second. Keep going.
You don't have a story about that one?
No, I'm good.
He glazed over like in Shark Week when the shark bites the thing and his eyes roll back.
Hey, IIR, International Institute of Refrigeration.
Not America.
No, international. They're an independent intergovernmental organization, is the only one in the world to gather scientific and technical knowledge in every sector of refrigeration.
Whoa.
Founded in 1908, it has developed a worldwide network of leading experts, and they're committed to disseminating knowledge of refrigeration to improve the quality of life for all while respecting the environment and taking into account economic imperatives.
And the spokesman is Pitbull, the musician. He's
And if you want to know more,
internationally known.
look up IIFRIIR.org. There you go.
Is there IPA in that water bottle, Chris? Cody wants to know.
Can't tell. Can't tell.
Could be. IGSPA.
Next one.
All right, next up, IGSPA.
Didka.
IGSHPA.
I don't like the acronym, but keep going.
No? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that's too much.
International Ground Source Heat Pump Association.
We should
Okay.
email them. Chris doesn't like your stuff.
I think it's good that we have a ground source community. That's interesting. That's a different little aspect of the trade. You know what I'm saying?
So they are like, they have the definitive training and certification program. They're a nonprofit member driven organization established in 1987 to advance ground source heat pump technology in local, state, national, and international levels. And they have the definitive certification. If you're going to go out and be a loop designer, or if you're going to hire somebody to design and install a loop that goes underground,
Yeah, that's
hire
specific right
somebody
there.
with IGSPA certification.
Yeah,
Because
that's serious. Yeah,
You can if you screw that loop up and doesn't work right, that's an expensive fix.
yeah. You
see,
can't
now
just
that-
like add a loop to it.
See, I
Throw me a
like-
couple of loops.
I like that, man. That's interesting. That's specific right there.
Yeah.
That's a use case right there. I like that.
So I mean that's
Fascinating.
just been my experience with loops and
Dude, I wanted to do a geothermal, but they lost the market in the last 5 years. Inverters took.
Yeah.
took
well,
over
okay. So I'm going to throw this out there and say, do you want to do geothermal?
we
or
don't
do you
have
wanna do
time.
Don't take too
We
long.
don't have
Eric.
that. We don't have that kind of time, Eric.
Too
We
bad.
gotta go.
Too bad.
Don't-
Here we
Ground
go.
source heat pump or geothermal, because those are two different things, even though we use geothermal incorrectly in this country.
Did you hear that, Chris?
Kinda.
Okay. Geothermal is when you're actually using thermal energy from the ground, like from a volcano. What we do is actually geo exchange, where all we do is put heat into the ground or pull heat out of the ground that's just stored in the ground around.
That's
the
what I said. Geo exchange. That's what I said.
Mike
Just
knows.
throwing that out there.
That's what I said. Go back on the tape.
Instead
Rewind the
of
tape.
air, instead of air exchange, rewind. I don't have a rewind button. Sorry.
Rewind the tape.
Mike, you've been secretly going to this geo loop training class?
I've been looping it up, baby. I throw a pipe in the backyard. Yep.
All right.
The heck with that
IAPMO.
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 Getting
International-
into the gas company.
No. International Association of Plumbing and Mechanical Officials.
Ooh.
Oh, what am I
Did-
thinking of?
All right.
I picture a guy throwing a badge out. He's like, "Psh."
So they're a community of plumbing experts. They play a vital public health role in assuring access to clean water and sanitation. And they actually write a lot of some of the codes and stuff that are used for the Plumbing Association. And I put this one in here
like a schmackna.
because it's actually very important that as HVAC personnel, that we know a little bit about plumbing, because we have to
I
connect
agree.
things to plumbing. And if that is done incorrectly, we're in violation of codes. So we need to know a little bit about plumbing.
Did you say water treatment?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a lot of that going on with. Does that? I wonder if that should probably loop in cooling tower water treatment, like open source bundles.
No, drinking water
Separate.
treatment.
Okay, I
Yeah.
could see that too. But what about, you don't think they also play a role in education as far as like treating chill water lines?
Maybe, but that's kind of a specialty thing that falls under, because what they're concerned about is public health. And that falls into a drinking water category more
Right.
than cooling towers.
If you want to know about that next Sunday, tune in. Next one.
Oh,
Okay.
next
Cool.
Sunday.
Apparently
5
we're-
minute.
we got a cooling tower specialist coming on. Cool.
Mhm.
All right. Next up,
All right.
HVI,
Who?
Home Ventilating Institute.
Wow.
Okay.
So founded in 1955, HVA certifies a wide range of home ventilating products manufactured by companies throughout the world, which produce the vast majority of residential ventilation products sold throughout the United States and Canada. So HVI is the certification organization that does things like bath fans. They certify anything to do with ventilation.
Okay.
Those type of companies.
Brown.
So exhaust fans, exhaust hoods for kitchens, residentially,
stuff. Okay, cool.
ERVs, stuff like that. Like they have test standards for that as well.
So do you guys see these guys? A lot of these different associations at what the heck is the thing going on in Chicago?
AHR.
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 Yes.
Do you guys see them?
Yes, pretty much all
Okay.
these organizations, and probably more.
They
'cause
all got a booth.
I probably missed some, but they'll either have a booth or they'll have a representative there.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay. So
Well,
Next
and
one.
especially at the one in Chicago, because that'll be the winter conference, and they always tag the ASHRAE meeting to the AHR conference,
Right.
like the show side by side. So all the representatives will be there, for the ASHRAE conference at the same
Yeah.
time.
we haven't got to ASHRAE yet, so that's up
Okay.
in the A's.
Sorry. Zip it.
All right. Dude, your gerbil's going crazy.
Dude, he's a hamster.
Why do I always call him a gerbil?
I don't know.
Is it not the same thing?
Apparently
different.
not.
This guy's
Hardy.
from Syria.
All right. So how about
He's
Hardy?
a refugee.
I've heard of Hardy.
Hardy?
If you
Hardy
like,
board?
it's been a while, but I think I know about it. When you say it, I think I'm going to remember who it is, but I've heard of Hardy.
So Hardy is a heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration distributors international.
Yeah, I've heard of
So
it.
so that's
Wow.
a distributors group. They provide customizable solutions and program offerings that can be integrated into distribution business. So this is Hardy's an association of all the distributors. So like your local and national distributors and things like that. They're all
That
all
sounds
gonna be
interesting.
yeah. Now we heard that.
I would like to. I'd be interested to sit in on some of those meetings and see what they talk about.
Yeah. So they have a national conference. But all right, moving up. ESCO.
Let's go.
ESCO Institute and affiliates.
The Objute people?
Yep, that's where Jason Obzut works for, and Eugene Silberstein.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Eugene.
They specialize in developing standards, validation tools, and training resources for the HVACR and building science industries. With a wealth of resources at our disposal, we can help keep you or your training program up to date and relevant in this constantly changing field.
We need to get Jason on the show.
Yeah, Jason, man.
We should get Jason
Tell us
on
about
this.
those flammable refrigerants.
Yeah.
They definitely work a lot of context. It's basically like if I don't know, like my books through trade school were ESCO books. I know they were. So like if you went to trade school, there's a good chance your books were ESCO books.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, all right, moving up.
Moving on up.
CEE. Moving up. All right.
CEE. To the
CEE.
east side.
Consortium for Energy Efficiency.
Oh,
Deluxe apartment in the sky.
yeah. To keep going because I still don't know what we're talking about.
So, that energy efficiency program administrators from the U.S. and Canada formed the award-winning Consortium for Energy Efficiency to achieve lasting and verifiable energy efficiency. For more than 30 years,
Consortium.
CEE has been influencing markets to accelerate uptake of increasingly efficient goods and services.
I want to join a consortium.
I
Just to say I'm a
still,
part of one.
yeah, that's still vague for me. I still don't have like
The CEE
not enough.
role is not to develop or implement the programs delivered at the local level, but to influence national players, manufacturers, stakeholders, government agencies to maximize the impact of efficiency programs.
Well, they need to be at Brian O Symposium then.
It's possible.
Otherwise, I don't want to hear shit.
it's not enough for me to understand what they do. Like I
So-
still don't. I'm still like, you know,
I don't.
like,
I don't.
I'm
Fully,
with you, bro.
I don't
it's
fully
like-
understand it either.
it
So
sounds like it sounds like it sounds
Sounds like a bunch
very-
of legalese, you know?
it sounds like there's probably a group of 10 lawyers and 10
Yeah.
really, really, really rich philanthropists who are like, you know what? I know a lot of smart, rich people. We should influence the world to be better.
Yeah. And nobody forget to bring your laptop home, all right?
Yeah.
sounds to me like we got to get somebody on the show, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that messaging was put me in the dark. man.
Right?
Well, I tell you what, CEE1.org is their website. You can go read all about it.
That's
Like,
it.
who we got? We
Read
got
all about it.
what
depend-
are the must join trade organizations?
Hey, Stephen, it depends. What do you
depends.
do?
Oh man.
What do you want? What do you want out of a trade organization? Where are you at in the industry? There's a lot of questions to that. So
where you depends.
you can just join all of them and then sort them out, figure out
No.
what works for you.
No.
Yeah,
Well, you-
be like 50 grand out of
You know?
the pocket right there.
Okay. So BPI,
yeah.
BPI. There you go.
Building Performance Institute. So BPI offers certification standards and programs.
This is
Helps
where
you develop your professional proficiencies and shape or nurture your career. For business owners, BPI enhances your offerings to meet the real needs of homeowners. BPI is
wow.
the source for certified contractors working on home energy efficiency, comfort, durability, health, and safety.
That's where I got certified for my home air leakage test.
Same here. I got BPI certified.
Got BPI.
I would say the weatherization community, which is a lot of people that, and we in HVAC, we don't hear about all the time. Like we don't in Louisiana. It's more prominent in other states. Definitely the North. There was a reason for that. Won't go into it for stories, but a lot of those weatherization people, are BPI certified.
Yeah. The Boussards are BPI, I think, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I believe so. All right. Building BPA as opposed to
What?
BPI. This is BPA, Building Performance Association.
Who started first? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea.
Well, what is BPA all the way? Let's go through it.
So BPA is a nonprofit industry association that serves as the hub for businesses, nonprofits, and government agencies working to make America's homes more comfortable, healthy, and energy efficient.
That's what I feel like our group is. We are.
Right? So they
BPA.
keep the industry informed on best practices, new technologies, and policy. They lobby for state and federal policies that grow the home performance industry. They bring the industry together through regional and national conferences, and they serve as the home performance industry's connection to networking, professional development, and job opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't
It's like the
run
grapevine.
like BPI does training and certification for technicians, where BPA is more of a professional networking association. It's kind of what it feels like to me.
Next.
Okay.
Next.
That's like where my mind goes between those two descriptions.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
ASME,
Sounds familiar.
Sheet metal.
American
Sheet metal.
Merkel.
American sheet metal.
Society
No.
of Mechanical Engineers.
There we go.
There you go. So ASME
Yeah.
helps the global engineering community develop solutions to real world challenges. Founded in 1880 as the American Society of Mechanical Engineers,
So
ASME is a
you wanna-
non-profit professional organization that enables collaboration, knowledge sharing, and skill development across all engineering disciplines while promoting the vital role of the engineer in society. They
So-
produce codes and standards, publications, have
Yeah.
conferences, continuing education, professional development, and all kinds of other stuff.
So fun fact, Steve, my boss, set on that committee, and that committee is the one that wrote the standard for building flow chambers, which is what Eric, you'll be with me tomorrow. You'll get to see our flow chamber.
Wait, the knowledge of truth? The truth
The
chamber?
Chamber of Truth.
Chamber
yeah.
of Truth.
which is built to the standard of ASME, from that book.
An
Like,
ASME standard. Yeah.
correct.
Wow.
Which is what everything gets calibrated to. Like if you buy a blower door, it gets calibrated against the chamber, and that's how you know
okay.
it's meets its level of accuracy.
That's
And
cool.
that all started from an ASME standard.
You know,
ASME.
I've seen that before, right?
You probably have.
I've
Yeah, I
been
think
there.
You
I've
seen the
been there.
chamber?
You weren't there.
I weren't there.
You wouldn't
I
come up
weren't
and
there.
see me when I was there, but I've been there.
But
All right. Ready? Next one up. ASHRAE. ASHRAE.
Oh, a lot I could say there, but that'd be like a whole show.
American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers.
Yep, I have recently joined, and I have recently jumped on a committee with them. But it took me going to it 3 times to embrace myself in it, to fully understand. This is like when you go to ASHRAE and you go to ASHRAE meeting, it is a different world, and they have this thing polished. Right.
What are
You
they
go into-
most known for, ASHRAE?
Standards, man.
Standards, yeah.
Standards.
Engineering standards.
Yep.
They
And
Oh, that's right.
They write the ASHRAE
ASHRAE
handbook.
standard,
All the ASHRAE. I mean, they're
That's
known
right.
for their engineering standards. A lot of really heavy math and stuff comes out of those.
That was
Um,
like the Justice League did the 301, the 310 standard, right?
I'm pretty sure that Chris's boss Steve sleeps with one by his bed and just puts his hand on it every night.
with the
And-
ASHRAE
and, like,
handbook of fundamentals.
Yeah, he just like osmotes
Fundamental.
that into him at night.
Yeah, probably so. I have that one of those books sitting on my desk right now. I was looking at it the other day. But it is, if you want to buy a book that will be tough to understand, but you want to have a book just that you can go dig to and
Mhm.
maybe read something and get like super granular on the
Yeah.
fundamentals of something
Super
in
deep.
HVAC, buy yourself the fundamentals. Eric, help me out here.
ASHRAE fundamentals.
ASHRAE fundamentals handbook.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
it is a powerhouse book.
Yeah.
And it is tough
That's
to
cool.
get through, but it has damn near everything in it.
yeah. That's Steve's superpower is uptake of a book at night with his hand. Just lays his hand on top of it.
If there's a book that you could just like get yourself through the whole thing and up your game by like 100,000%, it would be that book.
It's like
Yeah.
an upgrade book.
But you got to sit down and like that's some heavy reading.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very challenging reading.
If you
It's like
if you
stereo instructions.
if you think reading Manual J or Manual D or Manual S is difficult,
Are you
Wait.
serious?
Way
don't
harder.
even just
Oh
for-
my
just-
god.
don't even pick up the
That
fundamentals.
that
handbook.
reads like the footnotes.
Manual
Yeah.
J is like the best way I could say it is Manual J is the contractor version
Right.
of the ASHRAE Handbook of Fundamentals, which the fundamentals book is the engineering version. It's like
Yeah.
this book's for engineers. Manual J is
Right.
made for contractors.
So that's the stuff Jenry Garcia reads. Okay. Gotcha.
There you go.
Do you guys sell that on True Tech Tools, that book?
No, you got to go to ASHRAE to get
Yeah.
that book.
Oh, that's right. That's
ASHRAE
right.
makes its money through memberships and selling
book.
those standards in the books.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they stay in business and are able to keep producing those books and generating those books. So,
Nice.
all right, next up, ANSI, ANSI.
Antsy.
We've talked about them. We've
American-
talked about them a few times on the show, I think.
Maybe mention them once or twice. It's the American National Standards Institute.
Yep.
All right. And they don't produce any standards that we use, but they oversee a lot of the standards that we use.
Yeah.
So they're a private nonprofit organization that administers and coordinates the U.S. Voluntary Standards and Conformity Assessment System.
Dear God.
Founded in 1918, the Institute works in close collaboration with stakeholders from industry and government to identify and develop standards and conformance-based solutions to national and global priorities.
I want to like layman term that out. So like the best way let me give you an example.
For the kids in the back of the classroom.
Let me read this next paragraph, Chris, and this may sum it up.
All right.
All the kids sitting on the
ANSI
radiators.
is not itself a standards developing organization. Rather, the Institute provides a framework for fair standards development and quality conformity assessment systems and continually works to safeguard the integrity of those standards.
It's like checks and balances or something?
Yes.
Imagine, okay, there's the standard 310 we made a video on not too long ago.
Right. With the Justice League.
ResNet and ACCA worked to fit the guidelines of set in place by ANSI to get that standard approved by ANSI so it could be an ANSI standard.
Oh,
right. So it's a lot of work to get ANSI's approval on something, and a lot goes into it. And you even got to have like an established way to keep that document updated.
Okay.
As part as like of getting that ANSI approval.
That's why, like, if you look at the ACCA manuals, they're ANSI approved documents, but every so many years they have to go through a refresh, and the standards committee has to look at that, and it's the standards committee from ACCA. They look at it and they say, is the standard doing what it's intended to do? Okay, so we're going to keep it published. Does it need to be updated? And if so, they have to then they have to send it out they have to write updates and then send those updates out for public comment, or they can just affirm it, say that it's doing its thing, and put it back into its cycle to go again the next 4 or 5 year cycle until it needs another look at it.
It's a big driver, I think, in why organizations may not, they'll like be hesitant trying to change a standard to make it something bigger and better rather than just making a new standard. Because if you change one too hard and you lose that ANSI standard, it's a big deal. So it's like you could either, you got to make that decision. Do we change this one or start a new one?
Well, you really don't lose it per se, but it takes a lot of work to change it because you have to get the consensus of the committee and you have to get it through a public comment. So every public comment that comes back in has to be replied to by the committee.
Yeah, that person seems really smart, whoever that was that was commenting.
Yeah, she does seem kind of smart.
We get a lot of German people in here in the chats.
So we have to do, everything has to be reviewed periodically if it's ANSI approved to make sure that it's staying relevant with the current times.
Yeah. And which is good too, because if somebody's got a problem with the code,
hey guys,
it says, hey, Chris didn't do the right thing.
I have to go pay the meter.
Oh, come on. We got to get to ACCA, baby.
We got like 7 more.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
AMCA.
We had some overtime guys on here.
Air Movement and Control Association.
Oh, okay.
Right,
I haven't heard of them.
One of the most highly regarded international not-for-profit organizations in the air movement and control industry. Their mission is to advance the knowledge, growth, and integrity of the air movement and control industry through education, active advocacy. So they work with their members to work with the air movement and control industry. I'd never heard of them either, but
they need to be more specific. I'm not trying to be mean. They just need to be more specific in their description.
Well, I think maybe that industry is a large industry, encompasses a lot.
Yeah, but when you say controls,
not controls, just air
like
movement and control. So they're moving air through round ducts, buildings, whatever, and they're controlling it.
Oh, okay. So we're not talking about and control work.
No.
Okay.
And control, movement and control of air.
Okay, that's better. I'm thinking controls, and I'm thinking, man, that could. You say the word controls.
Yeah,
you're encompassing a massive amount of people.
Yeah, movement and control of air. So amca.org if you want to know more. So, AHRI. Anybody ever heard of them?
Oh, I heard of them.
I might have heard of them.
All right. So that's the Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration Institute. They're a North American association with global interests and services. They serve their membership of 300 plus HVACR and water heating equipment manufacturers throughout operations in the U.S., Canada, China, Dubai, India, and Mexico.
Dubai.
So products bearing the AHRI certified mark are proven to perform accurately and consistency. So they are the testing organization that certifies whether the equipment does what it says it does, says what the manufacturers claim it does.
So we
every
can
new install, I got to pull a AHRI in my area.
That's where you get your AHRI certificate from. Yep.
That's
of
where-
matchups.
That's where we can see SEER 2
Matchups.
coming from, right? SEER 2 is coming from.
Yeah, they're the ones I believe that set the standard for SEER 2.
Yep.
I believe
I like
think-
the
I
old
think that's
standard. The old
correct.
standard was good. Just tested at what was it? They tested the blower at
0.1.
0.2 static, 0.1. Yeah, 0.1.
0.1. Now it's 0.5.
Yeah.
Like a normal
That's a-
static.
Yeah, it's more of a
Yeah.
normal static.
That's a
Yeah.
whole nother show topic.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Well, you know what? We're gonna have to get
0.1 was
somebody.
fine.
We're gonna have to get somebody from AHRI on here and talk to them about it. Right?
0.1 was good. I don't know what they were thinking. Changing that.
AC, right? Associated General Contractors. So the voice of the construction industry, they're an organization of qualified construction contractors and industry-related companies dedicated in skill, integrity, and responsibility. Again, they're kind of more on the building side, a general contractor, but we've got to deal with general contractors all the time. So
Yep. Yeah.
might be an organization worth knowing,
Yeah.
right?
I need no more there.
At agc.org. There you
Got
go.
it.
Now we're at AGC. Now we're going up to AGA. So that's the American Gas Association.
I'm good. Let me guess. Next one's going to be ABC.
No, we got a long ways to go to get to ABC. We haven't even got to ACA yet.
Oh man. Okay.
So, founded in 1918, the American Gas Association educates the public about the importance of natural gas, supports natural gas utilities in their effort to make their operations safer, more efficient, and more environmentally friendly, and serves as a resource for local, state, federal policymakers when it comes to regulating the natural gas industry. They also, I don't know if they do still or they used to certify different parts of like gas appliances, things like that. Because I can remember AGA stickers being on the gas furnaces and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure they're still on there, but I haven't looked in a while.
They're probably pro fracking too.
I have no idea. And again, we're not going down that rabbit hole. Don't make me mute you again.
I was just poking Kaiser.
We should have broke this into two shows. All the trade organizations that didn't have an A in the beginning, and then all the ones that did have an A.
How about just an
squeeze it
A
in.
in their name somewhere?
Yeah.
We could squeeze it in.
All right.
Hey, forget about it.
We only got 3 more to go.
Okay.
ACTA, Air Conditioning Trade Association, nonprofit contractor member association. We serve free enterprise, non-union HVAC, mechanical, and service contractors, as well as their employees and the industrial suppliers that service them.
Sounds good.
They specialize in training in the HVAC industry through state and federally approved sheet metal apprenticeship program, service technician training, and other industry-related training for both contractor employees and individuals.
Sounds like a good sponsor for us.
I've never heard of them before, but you
Me
know,
neither.
they're out there. So actrade.ac is their website if you want to look them up.
Man, look at that free ad Eric's
Right.
giving them.
And we're up to ACCA.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mike,
All right.
what's ACCA the acronym for?
Those are the boys, man.
Throws you on the spot. What's the
Air
word?
conditioning. Sheesh.
Come on.
Contractors. What's the other C for?
It was in what is
Coalition of America?
There's only
Good
2 C's.
ACCA, right?
Yeah, ACCA.
Angry Ed's going to be pissed at me.
Air
now.
Conditioning
Damn it.
Contractors of America.
Oh, they just, okay, gotcha.
ACCA, Air Conditioning Contractors of America.
Oh, gotcha. That's why I'm in the back of the classroom type kid here.
Not 3 C's, only 2.
Tree C's.
Trade.
They're good
Trade.
people over there, man. I could tell you about that.
Nationwide nonprofit association for professionals that install and maintain HVACR, indoor environment, and building performance systems. They do standards writing, provide learning opportunities, provide technical, legal, and marketing resources, and political lobbying.
So this is where guys, your manual J, D, S, T, and more are all coming from. That organization, they're putting them out there for sale. They're printing them.
They do
Let me
train-
tell
they
you,
do it.
man, in
If
my
you're-
neighborhood, these guys pulled a big one. I know they have a subchapter, FRACA, in
No.
Florida.
No,
No, it's separate.
that's a different thing. FRACA is not associated with ACA.
Oh,
they
they're not
used to
associated.
be. They used to be.
My understanding was that FRACA was there first.
They fracked off.
I don't know about that, but I think that at one point all the subsidiaries were connected and then they were disconnected.
Now, I think ACA does have local chapters, but
Yeah.
and I'm pretty certain that little short guy that does conduxation and
Oh,
did-
Sims.
Rick
Rick
Sims.
Sims, thank you. Rick Sims told me once that FRACA was there before ACA.
Oh, really?
So FRACA is
Oh,
not an ACA chapter.
Well, let me tell you. Let me finish what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Those guys lobbied, and whenever I put a unit in after August of 23, it doesn't matter who is the name on the account that bought the equipment, the residential equipment. It goes just the address. So they get 10 years. You sell a house next month or next week, you get 10-year warranty. So I thought that was cool.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
Florida.
so
And that
no,
was FRACA.
you mean with no registration paperwork turned in or anything? Like if the unit comes
No.
with it,
If I sell a unit and I do the registration, I just got to put the address in.
So it
And-
used to be that the 10-year warranties, the 10-year warranties with registration was only good to the original purchaser.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
And so what FRACA did in Florida, now this is not nationwide, that's only in Florida,
Yeah.
is that they made it Florida mandated that warranty is for 10 years life of the equipment to whomever owns the house or owns the equipment, not just
Yep.
the original purchaser.
No matter how many times you sell a house.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
I think that's cool, because a lot of people flip houses around here and, they buy and sell. And, I mean, some contractors might think that's horrible because now it'll be in warranty for a while. But as a whole, I agree. I agree with it.
I agree with it too. It's super annoying to have to keep up with that paperwork. It'd be nice
Right?
to know if it's got the 10 years on it or not.
Yeah. Somebody paid for it, right? I mean, just
Yep.
because you sell a house, like whatever manufacturer, now they're out of it. It's like,
Well, I've seen too many disputes over 10-year warranty equipment only having 5 years on it, and the homeowners being like, "I was
Yeah.
told it has 10 years."
Yeah,
Like, that's happened way too much in America.
It's really confusing for the homeowner. Now, on the flip side of that, it's going to cause unit prices to go up
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
because now they have to pay more for warranty repairs.
Yep.
So
Bastards.
Eh, I mean,
Dep-
they could
It
say
depends
that,
if we're the
you know,
only
I
state
don't-
doing it.
There-
it will cause unit prices to increase, maybe only a little bit,
And
but
you know what's
they
funny?
have that.
They already have. So screw them.
No.
Let,
Might as
let's,
well pay for it.
let's have a small conversation about that. Every time I've ever been
Next.
on a red carpet tour at a manufacturer's,
Yeah.
one of the biggest bragging points is we don't have hardly any of our equipment breaking down. We've only got those two people over there that sit in the corner. That's our warranty department right there for
Yeah.
the whole organization.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many of y'all have been on a red carpet tour and got that speech?
As
And
as somebody that's worked for a distributor,
That
most
was
of
at
the
York,
parts
right?
get field scrapped. They don't ever get sent back to the
to
Yeah.
the distributor, yeah. Which
no,
means
they get sent to the
manufacturers-
they either get sent to the distributor or they just get field scrapped at the contractor. They don't ever get sent back to the manufacturer. Very rarely.
yeah.
Only
hear you.
if the
So Eric's agreeing
manufacturer
with you, Chris.
only if the manufacturer sees an excessively high level of claims on a single component will they start pulling it back in and looking at it. And the funny thing is, something I learned a number of years ago, Copeland only puts a 1-year warranty on their compressors, no
No
matter
way.
who buys them.
Wow.
So every one of those 10-year warranties that goes out, if you get a compressor after the 1-year mark that goes out, it's 100% on the manufacturer Copeland doesn't support that.
That's great. No wonder why
Oh,
LG's
wait,
taking
wait,
over
wait,
the
wait.
market.
Oh, you mean okay? So you're saying the maker of the equipment's carrying the other 9 years? Wow.
Yep.
That's fascinating to know.
Yep.
We need a button and delivers that rainbow with more. The more you know, with the star. That's a
Well,
that's a moment right there.
I bet is there a reason why they maybe push to? I mean, Copeland's big, man. They're in almost everybody's stuff, but
I mean,
getting that? I don't know. Not with Train now.
are they getting a lot of
that was
competition
their
with that?
line in the sand.
Yeah,
It has been for years. The 10-year warranties were a marketing thing that were done by the equipment manufacturers. And basically what Copeland's saying is, if it makes it a year, we did our job. We did our job. Because if it fails after a year and it's not 20 years down the road, it was an installation problem.
I mean, that's what Ty Banana Man was saying. I mean, dude,
I think
it's
there's
really bad.
There's a lot of truth to that, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If it was a
agree with that.
manufacturing problem with that compressor,
Yeah,
it's going to fail within the first year.
They know they got good compressors. That's what Ty was showing, a compressor that was like 20 years old on like Instagram or something.
Yeah.
He's all over like the young kids' websites. I don't know.
That really makes you think heavily about why manufacturers are so hell bent on wanting you to protect that compressor at all costs.
Yeah,
that's a big piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Pull a vacuum, you idiots.
The final one. We're all the way up to ABC.
Arst.
ABC.
No. Oh, ABC. I was thinking Arst. I thought you were going to take
Arst.
They're like the radon community, and they put on a show called I think it's called AARST.
Oh man, now I got to add another one into the list.
Yeah,
I thought they were like a Scottish association. No,
they're the people who do radon. That's the radon fan community.
Oh yeah, Bill Spohn had somebody on his podcast.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, I still have the link. I want to get that radon meter off of True Tech Tools, man.
All right. So ABC is the Associated Builders and Contractors.
Yep.
They're a national construction industry trade association representing more than 22,000 members. Founded on the Merit Shop philosophy, ABC and its 68 chapters help members develop people, win work, and deliver work safely, ethically, and profitably for the betterment of the communities in which ABC and its members work.
ABC 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
ABC.
I used to do a lot of the work for the ABC school in Baton Rouge.
Yep.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the list.
That's
the list.
That was the list. Chris can go drink an IPA now.
That's right.
IPA. Dude, that was a good list, brother. I appreciate you.
Jennifer's waiting on him down there. And Val. Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That was a cool list.
I'll be up there tomorrow. Yeah, it was interesting looking through that. And we went overtime tonight. So
I know we went overtime, but Chris, what are you doing, man? You didn't even tell me what you guys are up to.
Oh,
it's top secret.
It's top secret, man. Yeah. Top secret.
Every time, man. You figure I'm on the damn show, I get some type of inside information. I think I know less than people in the chat.
Probably do.
Shit. Yeah.